Hello viewers, I'm Rodders and this is On the Bridle, a horse racing channel where we bring you the highs, the lows and the latest from the world of horse racing. If you're a new or an existing viewer, you're very welcome and I hope you're having a brilliant Wednesday morning. In this episode, we are going to be looking at the current champion chaser, Marine Nationale. Can he hold on to his title this year, or will there be a new challenger to his crown? I'm going to kick this episode off by saying a massive thank you to everyone that has clicked on these videos to watch them, and also a double thank you for clicking the like and subscribe buttons. It really does help the channel out massively. These videos do take about 8 or 9 hours to edit on average, and sometimes my schedule has kind of been taken away by my first job. For those who don't know, I am a British Army soldier in the Royal Engineers, and sometimes my time is taken away from me. And that's not me complaining, it just is what it is. I love my job, I love serving this country, and I love making YouTube content for what is effectively my hobby. But it is a real privilege to make it for you, the viewers. This channel is growing rapid and we've had no end of positive comments from left, right and Chelsea. The trainers that we've interviewed have been absolute stars and gentlemen to give up their time during what is the start of a very busy period for them. So if they're watching, I can't thank you enough, and thank you for agreeing to come on. If you want to know my personal opinion about Marine Nationale, stick around until after the feature. Without further ado, let's get into it. Born on the 22nd of February 2017 by French Navy out of a dam called Power of Future, who was from Germany, herself, by definite article, a legend of a stallion whose shadow stretches over every jumps course in Ireland. By virtue of this breeding, Marine Nationale had every chance of reaching the top. His dam had already produced horses that included Perfect Summer, Bells of Peterborough, and Ballandary Moth. Having won at Punchestown and Kildare in bumpers, Marine Nationale was determined not to let the family honour down. On the 12th of October 2022, he made his hurdling debut here, back at Punchestown, where it all began.
His name is Mr. Devitt and Vice Regent in Santonito, but it's Marine Nationale. Easily going away from the field. Marine Nationale continues progress on this his starting point over hurdles.
Marine Nationale's next race was on the 4th of December 2022 at Fairy House, the Grade 1 Royal Bond Novices Hurdle. Irish Point, a much touted and much respected rival, was also in the race. Every young horse who wants to dine at the top table needs to find certain attributes: courage, the will to battle, the will to fight, the will to drive forwards when the pain hurts too much. And in Marine Nationale's first dive into the deepest waters, he wasn't found wanting. Marine Nationale had a big tick next to his name in many a notebooks, but promise is no proof of power, and his next race would tell us a whole lot more.
It rests between these four as they come down to the second last. Irish Point nudges in front. From on the inside, Champ Kylie, they're over together. Ashrow Diamond and Vane Angle to try and come with the runners. Marine Nationale in between the final two and the Royal Bond. And it's Irish Point. Here's Marine Nationale on the outside, who made a slight mistake. Then Champ Kylie inside the final 150 yards. It's Irish Point from Marine Nationale, who's coming with every stride. They're going to the line. Irish Point, Marine Nationale.
The 14th of March 2023, the Supreme Novices Hurdle at the Cheltenham Festival. This is where pretenders sink and champions rise. Marine Nationale was not favoured this day. Vassal Vega, the ill-fated Vassal Vega, was very much the verve of the day. And the crowd expects when you meet with a Willie Mullins inmate that you will come off second best in battle. So could Marine Nationale really pull off what, in essence, was daylight robbery?
Positions they head towards Tuad, and it's here that Chasing Fire, the white-faced gelding, has moved through to take over, but Facile Vega Blue Sleeves covers the move and jumps to the front. Facile Vega sweeps on. Dark Raven moving up to challenge. Marine Nationale in a yellow jacket follows them into the turn. Then in the pocket in fourth, Anil Eteton, and now Facile Vega is asked to stretch. He kicks over 2 lengths clear on the long run down to the final fight of the Supreme. Marine Nationale is giving chase from Dark Raven. Facile Vega. Marine Nationale is closing in. Here's the last. Facile Vega was long. Made a mess of it. Marine Nationale comes sweeping on by. Storms to the front. Facile Vega is gathered up, but he's got no response. And it's Marine Nationale who draws away to win the Sky Bet Supreme. Facile Vega is second.
Leopardstown, 27th of December 2023. Marine Nationale's first foray into jumping fences. Every stride was measured and every leap counted. Yet the world still wonders, is this the making of a legend or a fleeting moment of brilliance?
For the Brazil, they continue 1 and 2. Home My Lord just third from Walk with Paul and Fed Him Footings. Setting their sights on the third last and the second and final ditch. It's Marine Nationale, who's made the bulk of the running, maintains a 1-length lead over Foot de Brazil. Over this, Marine Nationale landed with a lead of a little more than a length from Foot de Brazil, much closer in third and fourth, respectively. Home My Lord and Walk with Paul, Fit Him Footings, is trying to keep in touch as they jump the second last. Marine Nationale from Foot de Brazil. Home My Lord has parted company with Jody McGarvey when in there in the placed ones, and it's Marine Nationale turning for home. Gone on now by 2.5 to 3 lengths from Foot de Brazil, Walk with Paul, and then Fed Him Footings, straightening for the final fence in the Paddy Power from the Horse's Mouth podcast beginner's chase, and it is Marine Nationale coasting along in the lead from Fed Him Footings, Walk with Paul, falling back to fourth is Foot de Brazil, and coming to the final fence, it's Marine Nationale and Michael O'Sullivan into the last, and they pop it with a lead of 3 to 4 lengths over Fed Him Footings, and then Walk with Paul. Foot de Brazil blundered back and forth, and on the run inside the final half furlong. There's no laying a glove on Marine Nationale as the Supreme winner is up and running straight away over fences for Michael O'Sullivan and Barry Connell. They won it hands down.
Leopardstown, the 3rd of February 2024. Marine Nationale versus Facile Vega, the rematch from the Supreme Novices Hurdle. But surely it couldn't go Marine Nationale's way again. The weight of expectation would surely slow him down this time, wouldn't it?
And with 1 fence left, it's found to 50, nudged on in the lead from Facile Vega, Il Était on the outside of Marine Nationale, who goes for the inside. As they head down to the final fence, it's found to 50, Marine Nationale, Facile Vega, and Il Était on as they near the final fence. And it is found to 50, the red cap from Facile Vega, who nodded a mistake. Marine Nationale, who's lost his sequence. It's found to 50 and Il Était are battling it out. 2.5 in front of Facile Vega. Found to 50 and Il Était. They're stride for stride. Il Était. Danny Mullins.
Marine Nationale, after that defeat, would miss the rest of the season through injury. He returned on the 10th of November 2024 against Colexios, a horse in certain circumstances is as hard as an anvil to break. Marine Nationale is now in a man's world. There are no hand-picked fights here, and this is going to be the toughest test he's ever had. Most horses, when met with defeat, will just fade into obscurity. But what of Marine Nationale? Was he really that type of animal, or was he made of sterner stuff?
Kildare, and it's Colexios who's going to down. Marine Nationale on season reappearance. It's Colexios and Darrow O'Keefe opening up a clear advantage at the line. It's Colexios, a fine winner of the...
December the 27th, 2024. Marine Nationale's first foray into the big leagues. These fellows won't just dent you, they'll leave you in a crumpled heap on the floor. Solness, a front runner who's brave and improving, went hell for leather from the front. There was no way anyone could predict how far clear he would be at halfway. Marine Nationale attempted to close the gap, but the impossible is sometimes the impossible for a reason.
The Paddy's Rewards Club Grade 1 chase, and it's Solness, followed by Dino Blue into third is Marine Nationale. Drifting back is Gaelic Warrior and then Captain Guinness, Blue Lord, but it's Solness, the one they've got to go and claw back here from Dino Blue, Marine Nationale and Gaelic Warrior. Final fence coming up, and it's Solness and JJ Slevin up and over from Dino Blue, Marine Nationale, Gaelic Warrior all bearing down inside the final 200 yards, and it is Solness still maintaining a useful looking advantage from Gaelic Warrior and Marine Nationale. Joseph O'Brien again in the big time.
Leopardstown, the 2nd of February 2025. Plan A to never let Solness out of his sight. Unfortunately, Plan A went out the window pretty much as soon as they jumped off, Solness taking off like a scolded cat. Plan B quickly followed, going out the window. Plan C was half the plan that Plan A was, but Marine Nationale stuck to whatever plan came to him at the time. Unfortunately, Solness was allowed far too much rope.
The second last, Solness for Marine Nationale, who's tipping away at the margin. Then Quilixios, who's pushed and shoved along in third. Running round the home turn with one fence left to jump, and it's Solness chased in by Marine Nationale, who looks the only threat at this stage, followed by Quilixios. Gaelic Warrior plods on in fourth, and then Captain Guinness and Gentleman de May. Solness has been reeled in by Barry Connell's Marine Nationale. Coming to the final fence, it's Solness for Marine Nationale. 2 lengths between them. Now the run in. 200 yards to go. On the stand side, it is Solness with a never say die attitude. Is holding off Marine Nationale, and it is Solness again staying at the top level over 2 miles for Marine Nationale. Solness, another big success.
The 12th of March 2025, one of the biggest prizes in the calendar, the Queen Mother Champion Chase. John Bon was the hot odds-on favourite and was expected to win, but for Marine Nationale and his connections, this race was preceded by tragedy. Michael O'Sullivan, a regular partner to Marine Nationale, sadly passed away following complications from a fall, a man who had been a friend, an ally and a partner to Marine Nationale. It was almost as if God reached out his finger down from the heavens and granted Michael O'Sullivan one final wish. And the reception Marine Nationale received after coming into the winner's enclosure after winning the 2025 Queen Mother Champion Chase was one that not even Shakespeare could have written in his script. It was rapturous, it was emotional, and it was charged with the type of energy only the Cheltenham Festival can deliver.
But it's Marine Nationale with a commanding advantage, running on powerfully. This could have been written in the heavens. Marine Nationale for an emotional win in the Queen Mother Champion Chase. John Bon ran on to be second. Captain Guinness.
29th of April 2025, the Punchestown Champion Chase. Could he add another champion chase to his CV? Could he really be the king of the 2-mile champion chasers?
It's Marine Nationale over from Captain Guinness in second. Solness can't give any more, and on the run in, it's a champion chase on a champion chase for Marine Nationale. Barry Connell and Sean Flanagan, they have put up another monstrous.
Marine Nationale is undoubtedly a very talented chaser. He's a 2-time Cheltenham Festival winner, and he has claimed the notable scalp of John Bon. He is currently rated 167 over fences. But there is an issue with him. He has had injuries in the past, and that kind of spoils the pudding. He's also a bit like Stateman, a little bit maligned. Even though he has won 8 out of his 12 races, which means he's only ever lost 4 in his life, there's just a feeling about him that he's not bomb-proof and he's a bit fragile. And in some of the races, like you've just seen, half of the time it feels like he's not putting in the same amount of effort as other days. And that just worries you when you're putting him in an important bet. There is also another negative factor about him. I just don't feel like he's one of the best champion chasers we've ever seen. In fact, the champion chase division has been quite poor since the likes of Sprinter Sacra and Eltior left the scene. And you just get the feeling that if there's one like Sergino who comes back to top form and is as good as he's promised to be, that the Marine Nationale just won't be able to compete. But that is my own personal opinion about Marine Nationale. If you have a different opinion about Marine Nationale or anything else, put it in the comment section below. Alas, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the show. Thank you very much for clicking on this video. Thank you very much for watching it to the end. On Saturday's episode, we have a very special feature about John Bon. I hope you can tune in for that one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, stay safe.